Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Yasmin. I'm Nicholas, or you can call me Nicholas.
Hi, Nicholas. Do you also see your writing down below? Maybe I can. No. Okay. No, I have a transcription below. But it's very weird.
It's closed captions. I think you can turn it on or off.
Okay.
But it's okay.
1 second. I have to see one thing. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I'm Nicholas. I work kind of in the field of like security, technological security, and as a reverse engineer. And sometimes I, give workshops to journalists and stuff like this around privacy issues. So, and you?
I'm working as a choreographer and dancer. And normally I do pieces, I work with other people. I don't teach so much, so for me it's interesting to teach you something today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who of us goes first?
Where do you live?
Where do I live? I mean, I currently live in Germany.
Okay.
You?
In Berlin.
Okay, so we're around the corner. Which one of us goes first?
I think I would like to go first.
Okay.
Because I think maybe it's good to do something with a little bit of movement.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Absolutely. It's the morning. It's good to wake up.
Okay, so you need a little bit of space. I'm here in the studio where I work, so I have a little bit of space. So just check if you have. And I'm gonna
have some space. Is it enough?
Yeah, maybe if you put the chair a little bit away. Yeah.
Okay. I have one issue, which is going to be my headphones.
Yeah.
So I actually don't know how we're going to do this, but I'm going to figure out because my speakers are really bad. But we'll because if I take it out, then I may not hear you. But we can try. So just give me some instructions.
I'm just going to take a look at the time because I have like 15 minutes now. So the first thing is it's a little bit of warm up, and then there's what I do is in my training is Shaolin Kung Fu, and it's basically a little bit like you learn small choreographies. I mean, they are called forms, but you don't actually fight. It's more like to learn these kind of forms and movements, and it's not really like that you are confronting and fighting with somebody. And I thought we're going to learn just a little part of the first form, and before that a little bit of warm up. Okay. So the first thing is, do you hear me like this?
Yes.
So the first thing is you're going to take your hands like this. And can you see my foot?
Yeah.
And you're going to circle the foot and do a little wave with your hand.
All right, 1 second. I'm going to see if I can hear you from my speakers.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the hands are doing this. And the foot is doing this.
Okay.
Just to loosen up the wrist a little bit. Yeah. And then we change the foot. We keep the hands and we change the foot. Yeah. And you just shake up the feet and the hand. Yeah. And then you're just going to circle your hand. Wait. This bit. Into one direction. And other direction. and circle the shoulders, the back, yeah. And reverse from back to front. And then open the legs to the hips and a big circle with the hip. Also into both directions. Okay. And then close again and circle with the knees. And change direction. Okay, check out. And then maybe you find you have your desk in front, your table, right?
Yeah.
It's a stretch like this.
Okay.
So that you
Just
put
like
your
this.
arms on your table and try to have your back flat.
Okay.
Think it's a little bit too low. Maybe you can take the below the window, this desk, die Fensterbank. Yeah. No,
What?
here below the window, this shelf.
Yes.
Yeah, this is better.
Okay.
Yeah. So you stretch like this. Okay. And another stretch. You take the hand like this and go up. And bend to the left. And to the right. And down. And then slowly roll up. And then put your right hand over your left hand and put both hands just below your belly button. And close your eyes for a second. Just close your eyes and notice whatever you notice. And open your eyes. Open your eyes. And then the first position is also kind of a stretch. You put your feet together. Can you see my feet?
Yeah.
You open. And then you put them parallel. And you open one more time. And parallel. Genau. And then you bend your knees. And you try to have your back very straight. And this position is called Mabu. And it's an important position. And you try to be as low as you can with a straight back. And we're going to stay here a little bit. Put your arms in front. And have your focus on the center. So very active center. And breathe. Okay. Check out. And then the second position is called Gumbu. And it's like this. I'm going to show you like this. One leg is in front. And it's like a 90-degree angle should be. And then the two heels are on one line. Yeah, and again, you try to have a straight back. and change direction. So the other foot is front, leg. Okay, come back to the center and interlace your hands and breathe in, open your chest, and breathe out, go down. And come up. Okay. Wait a second. And then normally after this little part of warming up, let's say, or when we train Kung Fu, we walk lines with different movements. And we're just going to do one, just that you get the idea.
Okay.
And I mean, you don't have so much space, so your line will be very short. But I show you what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We just do Mabu and Gumbu. The two positions I showed you.
Yeah.
So the first one was like this, and the second one was like this.
Okay.
And we're just going to add the arm. So in the Mabu, we're going to do this, and in the Gumbu, this. And I'm just going to show you a few on this line so that you can see. And then we do together.
Okay.
So it's Mabu, Gumbu.
God.
So it changes the side always a little.
Yeah, the transition is what I'm curious about.
Yeah, so from here, like this, and then you open towards this side. Exactly. And then again, Mabu, and open. Yeah. Yeah. So now I don't see you anymore, but
Oh, okay, I have to come back then.
let's do one more time together.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we go. Mabu, Gumbu, and voila. Yeah. And just one thing, the arms, they are like this in the Mabu. So as if you're protecting. You can put your elbows a little bit more together. A little bit close. Yeah.
And then when
Like
I
this?
transition to this, it's out?
Yeah, this position of the arms is, have a look, if you really do them to the side, the arms like this, open to the side, and now you think that you twist the upper body a little bit. Yeah. So when you are in this Gumbu position, you can first put them like this and then twist the upper body a little bit towards the leg. I show you like this, so you have your body a little bit twisted.
Okay. And then
Again, yeah. Close. Yeah, and here when you do the Gumbu, the second one, you need a little bit more of a twist.
sorry, say again?
When you do the second one, the Gumbu, you need to do a little bit more of the twist of the upper body towards your leg.
Okay. So I'm in this, the Mumbu is like this.
And now twist your upper body a little bit more. Exactly. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't have space.
Yeah.
I get it.
Babu. Okay, good. And then one line of kicks, just some kicks.
Okay.
And they're like this. You do 2 kicks and 1 down and in. So, yeah. I don't know if you have enough space, but 2 of them are parallel, 2 of them are out, and 2 of them go in.
So parallel.
Yeah. and what you try is to have your legs straight.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can just leave your arms down. Leave your arms down. Yeah. Try one more time. Okay. Okay. Pause for a second. The idea in this is that that you have your legs straight and your foot also not so up, because if you kick somebody, you can break your toes. This is so that your leg is a little bit more straight.
So.
Yeah, better. Okay. So this was, and now just the first tiny part of the first form, because we don't, just the just a little bit. So you're gonna go be like this and just bend forward and look to the left. You open and you look to the left. And then with your left arm above your head, and you go into Mabu, the first position we learned. Yeah, and do Gumbu. With the arm is a little bit different. Yeah, exactly. So just this, a few times, just this. We can do it together. So we start like this. The legs are closed, and we bow, and then to the left, and with the left arm, Babu, and okay. Let's do 3 more times together. Legs closed, and look. Babu, boom. And try to have your back straight in this. Okay, 2 more. And last one. Last one. Okay, and take out. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Now we're warm. I'm warm now.
Oh, totally.
I will drink some.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay.
Now switch.
Now, yeah, breathing. So I will start with breathing. Right. So for me, what I'm going to show you is kind of some rituals that I've used for dealing with paranoia around digital issues. And I'm going to share my screen. So let's see if this works. Okay. So I don't know if you see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I have picked up over many years of certain rituals and that I have used to sort of retain some sort of agency in whatever this world is that we live, where we're constantly asked to give details about ourselves without any real request or permission. So yeah, I'm just going to go through some of them, and at the end, I will show you something you can do to examine yourself.
Okay.
So this works. Go away. Okay, so I've never been through one of these machines. So this is the new machine that scans your body and gives a 3D picture of you. I've never been in one of these, and I think this is the first ritual I remember picking up as sort of a protest ritual for just never having been asked if I wanted to have my body scanned. And for me, it's like, it's actually not so much about being against a government or not worried about my security or not wanting to contribute to a collective security, which I think that measure may do. It's that I was never asked if I'm okay with that, and there was no debate. And it's worse than that because you're actually not required to go through those machines. If you go up to one of those machines at the airport, you're allowed to ask to not go through them, and they will then give you a pat down. And some of the people that work there will be shocked that this is a rule, that they will learn the first time that that people are allowed to request to not go through these. And I feel like that was also another sort of indicator of like a lack of consent, that even the option to opt out isn't even presented to us. We're just sort of assumed to be coerced into doing things that we may or may not agree with. So that was my first ritual, and that deals with my body in some ways. But most of the other rituals are about digital stuff. So this is a very common occurrence where you install a new application or a new internet service. And if you dig into the user account settings, you'll find that you've enrolled into all sorts of privacy consider things that would be, relate to your privacy. You've been automatically enrolled into a promiscuous mode. And this, for example, was yesterday. I had a meeting on Google Meet and had to install Google Meet. And when I looked into the account settings, I was rolled into their diagnostics. So this happens all the time. And this as well, like this sort of assumption that we don't even need to be asked, and that yeah, that kind of is what bothers me, not so much that someone would have this data. So yeah, on top of that, like if you start to take things into your own hand and try to protect your data, like use a VPN, then this may happen to you, where Facebook, here is a screenshot where I was locked out of a Facebook account because I happen to use a VPN sometimes. So they think that's scary, I guess. Or
What is a VPN?
it's where you your internet access for your phone is going through another computer somewhere. So it's like an application you install and you pay them like a monthly fee, and then all of your data traffic goes through them. So when Google or Facebook see you, they think you're wherever that company is or that server. So they don't really know that you're sitting in Berlin or something. So that is considered, I guess, promiscuous. And so the suspicious. And so you can get locked out of your accounts sometimes. And yeah, for me, the issue is really that I clear cookies. A cookie is like a little piece of data on the browser. When you like go to a website, like any of the Google websites, they may keep a cookie that identifies you, so that if you're on a Google News website and you look at certain type of news, they can have that sort of profile about you and know it's the same person when you go through another service, like maybe YouTube or something. Or they could also share this between different companies. So it's just a little like identifier for you to just kind of keep track of what data you're using. And it's maybe not so concerning most of the time, but deleting them apparently can cause you to get locked out of your account. And this has happened to me a lot, where in some sort of Google account, I will be asked to like verify with a phone number. And then we have another identifier about ourselves, our phone number, which doesn't really change. And that sits in another database that's even less secure, which is the telephone company. And so then I got into this other ritual of like setting up burner phones. Like I have a normal phone, like a smartphone, which I don't really check email or anything, but just to have meetings and stuff. But then for like setting up accounts that require a phone number, I have like this burner phone. And to have a burner phone, you need to get another phone number. And it used to be pretty easy. You could like buy SIM cards at like Spätkaufs, at like late night shops in Europe at least. And that got harder and harder. And now, for example, in Germany where I live, you have to show an ID in most places. And so I've been kind of hunting around, and when I go travel somewhere, I check if I can buy a SIM card there and set up a bunch of personas and accounts. And part of it's paranoia, and part of it is also I'm trying to figure out what journalists or activists that actually would need these types of securities, not like me, but what they would be able to do. So I can tell you in the Netherlands and in Malta, you can buy a SIM card without an ID. So when you're there, buy one, set up some personas. There's one place I found in Berlin that will let you buy a SIM card without an ID. It took me a while to find it. And I bought one, and then it turned out after 3 months that the telecommunications provider locked me out. So I may try it again, or I may go talk to them. It's here in Neukölln, at Erkstraße, corner Sonnenallee. So that was normally pretty reliable, but even since then, it's kind of, yeah, I have to go talk to them. So these are the types of rituals that I'm kind of engaging with. And the reason I think that I'm worried, as I kind of said at the beginning, is not because someone would have my data or because I don't trust the government, which in some parts of the world, that's much more concerning, and maybe here at some point for certain people also concerning. But it's for me about consent, and living in sort of this time where we're never asked for consent. We're never even presented with the option. And in addition to that, I, as a sort of security professional, I know that every database gets hacked at some point. And so regardless if I trust Google or Facebook, I know they will get hacked. And that's where I wanted to show you something, which is this website, where you can check what databases your email address, using that as your sort of search term, you can check what databases you've wound up in that have been hacked. So I will show you my profile on this website real quick. I think it's this one. Yes. So if you go to this site, actually, I'll go to it, haveibeenpwned.com. You can just type in an email address, nicolas@gmail, and then it will give you the results. And in these results, you see the different databases and websites that have been hacked with the year, and it reveals kind of interesting information about, also this information is public, so anyone can
about your email address, these information.
Yeah, so for example, I've opened up mine here. I won't show it because my real name is not Nicholas, but yeah, so here are the actual websites that one of my old email addresses was found in. One of them is this, as some of it's revealing, I wouldn't want to normally reveal, like Bitcoin Talk Forum in 2015. I guess that's revealing something. Over down here, we see MySpace, I think. MySpace 2008. So that already says I must have been at least old enough in 2008 to be on MySpace. So that puts an age on me, and maybe Vkontaktia indicates some sort of geographical leaning. It doesn't, but it could in some cases. So in addition to just sort of revealing some information about my sphere of digital social life, You also see in this sort of compromised data, what is really concerning is that in 2012, my password was also in this website. So if you have like a password from 2012, then I mean, then I would have needed to change my passwords. And the recommendation is really to use a password manager like in your browser or an application like 1Password, so that you have unique passwords all the time on every website, so you don't have to worry when one gets hacked. So yeah, that's pretty concerning. And at the bottom of this list, you can see, for example, a list of recently hacked sites. And even Facebook, like last month, you click on it, you can see some information. In April, we're still in May. Now, April, Facebook had their databases leaked on for sale. They were found for sale somewhere on the so-called dark web. And in that database was like personal information, like location, gender, names, real names, but no passwords. So you don't have to worry about that. But it just sort of shows that every database at some point can get leaked. And that's why it's good to check the site. And then I was curious if you wanted to check yourself.
Yes.
So you can open a tab, I guess, in a browser. You're not sharing your screen at the moment, and you could go to the website and put in your email address. And if you want to share with us, you could share with us, but you also don't have to. It's up to you.
I will first do it because I don't have a computer here. I just have a phone.
If you want, I can also do it for you.
Yes, but I don't know if I want to share it.
Okay.
I first do it on my phone here.
Okay.
So now it says just welcome. And so, but where's the place to put my email?
So if you look at this, it's right here in this part.
I show you. It's like this on my phone. Can you see?
Sorry. No, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Oh, I don't. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not working, and maybe you'll have to check it later. But
okay, because maybe it doesn't work on the phone.
Maybe, or maybe you'd have that put it in properly. I'm not sure what site exactly you're on.
Okay, but I will check this. I will check this then.
Okay.
Alone.
Okay. So yes, that was what I have to share for you, and I hope.
And this thing, it was set up by you?
No, this site was set up by someone who has been collecting. So when there is a hack in a database that gets sold on the internet, that person buys it, or if it's public, they find it, and then they just created an interface so that you could search it without revealing the data to the public. So if you get like a lot of spam, this is why. Or if, for example, you get an email, like I've been curiously getting emails that have my passwords in them, like threatening emails. And this is kind of why. It's because that data gets leaked and stuff like that. So
yeah, actually, at the moment, I have this problem that I'm receiving a lot of weird emails, like every few minutes. I change my password and everything, but maybe then it's good for me to check this.
Yeah, spam is something not as risky, but yeah, this would be the reason why, like, your email address is just out there in a ton of databases. So right. So I think my time's also up, and I hope that was useful.
Yes, very much.
And
maybe I can ask one last question.
Yeah.
You called it rituals, the things you do why do you call them rituals?
because I don't feel like they have a clearly rational outcome. I mean, there are many other things I do which are clearly related to a specific concern or safety measure. But these, not going through the nudity scanner at the airport is not clearly like a rational outcome. And that's why I think it's also interesting, because those irrational rituals kind of indicate something deeper. And that's where I get to the question of consent. Like that kind of comes up to me. And that's, so these, I specifically showed the things that I feel for most people and for me are not really rational. Being worried about my phone being tracked or something like that is not, that's why.
Okay.
And I'm doing the ritual kind of for myself, just to feel better, kind of. So, yeah.
Okay, then I think, yeah, we're out of time, I guess.
So this was tutorial number 3. And I guess
this was tutorial number 3.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you very much. And